All right, everybody's here, and that means we can get down to business.
All right, in 3, 2, 1.
What if we told you nothing is as it seems? That the Earth is moving from a 3D reality into a 5D consciousness stream of enlightenment?
That's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Well, it is. Welcome to The Quantum Shift, your weekly 1-hour gateway to a higher consciousness, paving the way to fifth density.
I think that people are going to like this.
It is time to expand your understanding of the universe and experience life in an entirely new way. Now, your professors and guides to this ascend reality, the hosts of The Quantum Shift, Dr. Sam Mugzzi and Digital Tom.
Welcome back. Okay, according to the FBI, right, this is their information that I'm talking about, unsecure websites. So if we look at a Telegram channel posting these links that then are moving to clone sites where people's personal information is gathered, which can lead to future identity theft, where people are going to be taking out credit cards or finding their home address, or who knows what's going on. There's so many freaking crazy people out there. But an unsecure website is the worst you can provide to people. And then having these groups is so horrendous as far as a criminal activity. It's stupid from a legal standpoint. The other thing is malicious software. What kind of software are they using? There is a software program. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm going to keep digging. But there is something that has to do with a robot that they're using to wipe out these wallets. And they can do it pretty quickly, or they have it automated so that when they're the man in the middle, that means when you go to these websites, that you're not going directly to that website. Instead, you're going to a cloned computer, somebody else's computer, and then they take you to the website. And when you go to that website is when you open up, you put in your password, they let you do it from your IP address. And once you open it up, then they start taking the tokens out, okay? You want to be very, very careful about that. What Tom and I are doing to help you guys, because we believe, number one, you guys deserve all the wealth in the world because you're worth it. You also deserve to do this in a safe fashion. So we're looking for ways to help you. If you have a man in the middle and you're noticing that there is that happening where your tokens are missing, get a hold of Tom. You might spend $85. He's booked. You're going to have to make an appointment and go through to your wallet through his computer, or have him hook up a mini computer within your computer so that you can access your wallet by yourself. Whatever you want to do that feels comfortable and the safest for you. It's called a virtual box. And if you would like to do that yourself, Network Chuck. He's on YouTube. He shows how to do a virtual box, which is a computer within your computer, and it would be a way for you to access your wallet outside the IP address, writing the ISP highway, that you can safely get there, dump everything out, and then get rid of that wallet. Okay, safely get your money out. Look into these options. I highly recommend getting Kaspersky. I love Kaspersky. Is one of the top cybersecurity softwares that you can put on your computer. I just saw where it was $79 for a year, and you can put 10 devices on there. So, and they watch the dark web. That's the new thing, is that a lot of these password managers now are also watching the dark web, and they're watching identity theft, which is fantastic.
What do you mean by watching? Can you give them just to explain that a little bit more?
Well, they make sure that your name, your phone number, your social security number doesn't end up on the dark web and being sold to other people. And I'll bet in the future, I don't know if it's going on right now. Trust me, the military is very, very, very smart, and they're way advanced from what I'm talking about right now. If I'm talking about this, I can guarantee that probably the military has everything that they need, and they're probably going to be making a pounce within probably when they do the arrest. It's probably something that's going to go down. They're not going to allow this to happen. But what is happening is they're just going to monitor, like they have certain software that they use on the dark web to make sure that your personal information doesn't come up. If somebody is selling personal information, that's all reported. There's websites where you can go to unconsciousness963.com. I put it their logo, the websites. You can go right there. I just put in the browser information, so you got to type in the address yourself because people are freaking nuts right now. So we're going to have to do a little bit of work until we can make sure that we're safe. But that's what I mean. They have software to monitor the dark web to make sure that your identity doesn't show up on some packet list somewhere. That's what I'm talking about. They also have malicious. When you click on those links and you're downloading information about a company, when you see a picture, like I've been telling you, there could be a macro in it. And it's like a music box dancer or a Jack in the Box where you click on it and then something springs out. That's happening in the back. And most people don't know what a CMD is. It's the back end screen of your computer where they can type in code really fast to hack you, and you don't know how to stop it. So here's some of the precautions that I'd like for you guys to take because of the malicious software, the links that you could be clicking on where you have spyware on your computer. If you are savvy, you can put your PowerShell on, download Linux. I recommend that you go through your add and remove programs. If you see Ubox or Netflix or some of these bogus things that you really don't need on your computer, shut it off. And I found out, or you can just erase it, delete it, get rid of it, uninstall it.
You're talking about Xbox, right?
Xbox, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't play
okay,
those games.
sorry.
I study,
Yeah.
I don't play games. So Xbox has in the advanced function, there will be one you can't get rid of. If you open that up, you'll see where Xbox is using your camera and your microphone. So you need to be going in there and shutting that off because you don't want anybody to be accessing your information, okay? There's a lot of crap going on right now. So you want to make sure that I highly recommend getting a new router or a modem or router. So if you get a modem, that is what gives your computer an IP address to serve the ISP network to websites, okay? Your router has a firewall built in it. The old ones were from China and they're crap. They don't work. They're not going to secure you. And what you can do is you go to your internet provider's website or you call them up and you ask them. It's better if you look it up. You look at what they recommend to upgrade your router and then go to Amazon and buy one. Do not buy a used one because if you buy one on eBay, somebody's got the back door to that. So you want it fresh. And when you get it home and you open it up and you plug it in, you're going to have to call your ISP to activate it. Your ISP provider, your internet provider has to activate it. And if you're going to be an investor then you need to invest in a good firewall, Protectly, and you need to watch the videos on YouTube. And I have the links all provided on consciousness963.com. I don't get anything off this. I just want you guys to be safe. And you're
Also,
going to have to do your own work there.
also, just so you guys know, Protectly is one firewall out of many. There's different prices. If it's something that's in your budget, because I know people are on a budget, especially if you're losing $8,000, you're going to have a budget after that, right? Just look. There's different ones. I know when I watched the Network Chuck video,
I got one for $200. Okay,
it was used. Yeah,
it was used, and I just happened to luck out where it had 1 terabyte of memory. But you can buy a used one pretty cheap and then put in a small memory stick, which you also can get cheap, and just kind of limp your way to security. And then as you get more money, you can keep adding more memory. But I highly recommend going to protectly.com and checking out their website. See what they have. Because if you're going to be a billionaire, I'm hoping that once you guys are millionaire, billionaire, trillionaires, that you'll come to White Cube Financing and you'll let me help you put businesses together. We'll do cybersecurity. I'll make sure that you guys are safe. I got my own servers I want to set up. And I'm also going to have my own law firm where I can go after somebody. This is what I want to build to protect you guys so you don't have to deal with this anymore. You should be allowed to make money. This is ridiculous that you're not. So don't ever open up somebody's email. And I know through QSI that you do get emails from people. You don't know who they are. You should not trust them. Just because they made a really cute cake or a cupcake doesn't mean that you open up their emails. No. Because you don't know if there's a jack in the box in there, right? So you never want to download anything onto your computer because here's a link. No. Or here's a look at, even, I've seen them do this too, where they'll say, oh, look at my picture. And you open it up. You're supposed to see this picture. That's a music box. It's in there. Don't ever do that. So you want to be able to look at everything on the screen and not downloading anything. Now, what I find very comical is this BS. Don't worry, they don't save your information. Look, people, our servers save that information regardless because it's part of our safety. It's part of us. If we get hacked, if something happens, it's going to keep it. And it's automatically sent to the cyber world that now can be downloaded months or years from now. It's called the Wayback Machine. You can go way back and access information. Nobody deletes anything. The moment you put it on the internet, it's on the internet. Even if 2 seconds later you go, oops, I shouldn't do that, it's already on the internet. You can't change that. So we're seeing not only QSI, but some other people that are saying, don't worry, we're not going to hang on to your information. And if you go to Kaspersky's website, they'll tell you specifically in their privacy, don't think that doesn't happen, because it does. They're going to save everything, and it's part of what they call capture. They capture your information. And what a hacker does is that a hacker who is riding maybe on your airways with you, right? They don't have time to write down your information. So what they do is they can ride via on your browser with you. And what they've been known to do is they take pictures. And they're taking pictures everywhere you go, everything you're putting in, everything that you're doing, and then they can go back and piece it together and find out what they want to find out. Now, sure, that's a lot of work, but if it's $1 trillion, they're going to go after it. And it seems to me, with my limited knowledge, that we have a bunch of people working together in this racket. And I'm pretty sure the military knows about it, because it couldn't be this big, this long, and they're not savvy to what's going on, because they're very smart. So they're probably catching all the new people. Now, the next thing, a weak password or a password that you're using on Telegram or you're using to get into these lobster decks or whatever they're calling them now.
Stellar decks and lobster wallets.
Okay.
Stellar wallet.
If you're not using a password manager, here's the difference, okay? Without it, you're typing in 123 Sally loves dogs, exclamation point. Okay? Well, if somebody's writing your browser and they're snapshotting it, they got you. If you're using that to get into your Telegram, they got you. If you are using that on Lobster, they've got you. So what a password manager does is when you go to a website, it will identify that website and it will automatically put the password in for you and you accept it. You're not punching any keystrokes in. So there's nothing to steal. And then if you want to take it up a notch, like what I do is I have a key that I keep into my USB. And then when I use my password manager, I go to a website. That website sees my key and goes, oh, that's her. So this is something physical that is on my computer that nobody can fake or mimic. So you want to look into these things. And if you don't know about them, it's time. Now is the time to really learn this stuff. So apparently, allegedly, Trump signed Nasera Jacera into law on November 5th. So things are going to get rolling now. And John F. Kennedy Jr. did a picture with his head down, and he said, and he had the logo on his cap of the vice president, I think it was. And he said, when things are safe, I'll lift my head. And today he lifted his head. So that means things are getting safer in this world where he can lift his head. If you don't know, Obama is the Prince of Darkness, that is like the great, great, great grandson of Satan himself. Satan is the one that has the Baphomet, that dude, that's the Satan bloodline with the horns. That's also Moses, right? And they're clothed in hoof from the bottom down. So the Naga people are the snake people. And the Indian people know all about this. And this is Queen Sheba, right? Or Shiva, it's the same. She's the queen of the underworld. And she married Solomon. Solomon is the bloodline of, he was a giant. He's the bloodline of the Satan bloodline. So those two had a child, and it is that Satan Naga bloodline that then started the Vatican, the Roman Empire, and the Rothschilds were behind that. The Rothschilds were controlling the Queen of England, but also the Vatican and also the United States. So that I is really the Rothschilds. We've always known that. And they're also the ones that own Western medicine. And the reason why they couldn't shut down Western medicine is because Western medicine, big pharma, is one and same with gun running, drug running, the CIA, which is all being connected back to now the Dark Prince, that is Obama. And CNN came out today and admitted that he is the shadow president for the deep state. And he's hiding in Iran. And Netanyahu is on the run, the real one. There's one in a mask, but the real one is with Obama in Iran. There's supposed to be an underground tunnel from Israel to Iran. Whether I'm not there, this is just what's said. And now the Ukraine is begging Trump to come. There's supposed to be a truce. He wants to work something out. Trump said no. And Rothschild today, Nathan Rothschild or something, said that if Ukraine falls, then the deep state falls. They're all toast. They're going to die. They're going to be dirt. And nobody feels sorry for them because they're hideous beings. They're soulless beings that have nothing but crimes. And the emails of Hillary Clinton sending to Podesta have gruesome artifact pictures and things like that now WikiLeaks, Julian Assange is dropping. So the drip, drip, drip is now flooding. And it is said that the reason why Trump is Batman is because if you look at the shadow, he's an archangel. If you look at the wings, he's Archangel Ariel. And the people behind him are Nixon, Reagan. They came from the past to the future to help out liberate the human race, the Hugh, the Elohim. Ingerwood Lockwood, he came from the past. Even Lincoln has come from the past. We've seen pictures of. This is a magical time, and I don't want you guys to get upset, okay? This is a really good time where everything's going to be fixed. Somehow, some way, we're going to get rid of the snakes. And according to the law, that they will no longer ever be able to handle money, be involved in wallets, the QF system, nothing. Stellar, Lobster, nobody's going to have anything to do with them because they're going to be viewed as sleazy felons that let their people down for money. And how is that different than what Western medicine did? It's not. I do want to tell you guys that I have nurses now coming over to quantum healing that want to heal people. They're getting out of the hospital environment. They're lining up. They're teaching themselves. They're getting ready for when people want to get off of the venom, big pharma stuff and that big scam. So if you guys want to heal, call that number that I have, 928-641-0106 is my intake counselor, Deb, and she'll help you, and we'll put a program together so that you guys can get safely off of these snake venoms and start healing yourself. Okay, we'll see you guys in 3 minutes. I'm going to go over some more law stuff. This is fun.
You've been listening to The Quantum Shift. The Quantum Shift. Live every Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Exclusively on the KCOR Digital Radio Network, where we stimulate your mind to the endless possibilities. For more information on the hosts of The Quantum Shift, Dr. Sam Mugzzi and Digital Tom, as well as links to an array of enlightened articles that will further educate your mind, please visit www.ebh.club. That's ebh.club.
There is a space age quality to them.
The Quantum Shift.